AI. AI is absolutely everywhere. And I think it's quite interesting. I think, operators are kind of wrestling with what it means for them. I think a lot of people are wrestling with what it means for the user experience. And I think the big question a lot of operators are trying to understand is, how are they going to monetize AI? Clearly it's going to enable a lot of changes. I think the operational benefits are clear, but the monetization from a consumer-facing and user interface perspective, I think that's an area there where, there's a lot to be worked out.
This show in media is really about efficiency of delivery. So it's having cost-effective solutions. So whether that is devices which have features and at the right price point, or it's with pre-integrations and partnerships with people that things that we've announced, for example, which means that it's easier and quicker and cheaper ultimately to launch features out there. So you're seeing that, and you're seeing that in AI, you're seeing that on chips, you're seeing that on software stacks, you're seeing that on AI use cases, and you're seeing that on value-added services. So it's actually bringing the component bits together to make them more efficient.
The big thing that people are talking about has been the impact of AI on the user experience. I think that's the big one. I think everyone's aware that the way that we interact with devices and consumer expectation of the sophistication of that interaction is about to rapidly change. We want to do something around that. We can see that's where it's going. How do we do that? And then that's going to require investment. How are we going to make money out of that? And that, to be honest, and the other piece there is the privacy. The privacy side of it comes up a lot as well. So wrestling with those problems seems to be I think almost every operator we've spoken to, we've shown them our Edge AI demos, which solve some of the privacy issues. Every operator we've spoken to is interested in what the solutions are.
There's one bit I'd lean in on that one is like the blurring of the line. So some of the stuff that we're showing and that you can see on the show floor is it's not just confined to the set-top box. It's actually the whole home. So whether it's your router or your smart home, or actually the back-end systems that flow into it, how do you bring blurring those lines to realize some of the holistic use cases is where more value can be driven. So we're a system integrator, okay? That's fundamentally where we're at. But we're a very enabled system integrator. So we know the technology on the device, we know AI models and how to use them, and we know what can be done at the edge and what can be done in the cloud and how that should be split. So really the role that we play in there is identify the right component bits, gluing them together, integrating them in a manner that works, adding the bits that are missing and tailoring them for the use cases. It's ultimately, you have to put all of these components together in a holistic manner to realize the end-to-end benefit. And that's actually the differentiator that we bring, actually being able to put them together, get them out there so they're delighting the customers and they're generating the stickiness or the revenue and the differentiated services that the operators need. That's where we play the best part.
Where we're really strong is bringing new technologies to market. If you look at the history of the business, the projects that we've been involved with, the huge operators that we work with to bring their pioneering products to market and concepts to market, we've been the partner of choice for them for many years now. And for us, the whole AI journey and working out what that is and bringing something new and exciting to market is something that we absolutely relish. It's our biggest event of the year, and it's a very valuable show for us. It's a fantastic opportunity to meet with existing customers, and especially in this world where we do so many Teams calls, to have those face-to-face meetings, catch up with them, with existing customers that you might actually be talking to regularly, but you don't actually meet face-to-face that often anymore. So that's absolutely wonderful, and you get to make those connections, and it generally encourages you, because of the environment, to have that broader conversation that gets a little bit away from the day-to-day. And then the second piece is the opportunity to meet new companies, see new ideas, make those fresh connections as well. It's a fantastic show for that as well. And we've been absolutely back to back with meetings. To be honest, I need to see more of the show.
This is 30 years in the industry now, so it must be 25 years of coming to IBC. So it's actually been quite nice seeing a lot of old faces. So, and people move around. The industry is still relatively small. So it's nice renewing those and seeing the journey that people have made. But as Stuart said, actually there's an injection of younger blood, new companies, new models there. So it's quite interesting to see how that's changed. So the hyperscalers here, the back end pieces have got bigger. There's new silicon providers. There's new niche AI players, new integrators. So it's quite nice to actually meet the old cohort and meet the younger generation as well.
I think from Consult Red, what we can expect in this, what people can expect to see is some pretty exciting announcements around partnerships that we're going to be doing, some pioneering Edge AI demos that we'll be showing. We're aiming for CES for those. So I'm hoping people can look at us and see someone that's really pushing the boundaries of what's possible on these devices, really exploring the new use cases, the new interactions, and hopefully that will encourage people to think we would be a great partner to work with to help solve some of those really hard problems that the industry is wrestling with right now.
Got some partnerships which are already in place, but we're going to go louder with, and there will be demonstrations, art of the possible by bringing this tech together. So whole home, and actually realization of AI's use cases that delight the customer and deliver value and differentiate the product for the operator side.
I would encourage operators to ask themselves, what do they think the TV viewing experience is going to look like in 5 years' time? What do they think that's going to look like and be? And what do they need to be doing now to get to that?
There's a big paradigm shift coming in the user interface, and we're going to move away from the less of the remote control and more natural interaction with our devices, and we're going to expect these devices to work together. And it's not going to happen overnight, but there are steps that need to be taken to enable that, and engaging with us and people like us to position yourself and to get those pieces together. I talked before about enabling technology to get those in there, to organize your partners, organize your technology, organize what your roadmap is going to be in order to win at this game in 3 years' time.